Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Josh, let's tell everybody how they can contact the show, get in touch with us throughout the day. If you have a news tip, anything going on in your area, you want to comment on today's issues on the show or the topics we covered, there you go, right there. There's our phone number, and there's our phone number and email address and the social media way to follow us. Now, Josh, I sent you a video, and before we go to the video, we're trying to wrap this up, folks, but I think it's more important than the debate, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Tonight, the Democrats and the debate, I'm tired of hearing of it. We try to cover things on the show that nobody will talk about, and Trump woke America. See, we know. We have gone into restaurants and we're eating with our friends and we talk about the cities, they're collapsing, the disaster, the decay, our crumbling infrastructure in these cities, right? And we know that we're sending billions of dollars. I am tired of hearing about $1 trillion United States infrastructure bill, not until we fix these cities. Trump knows it. If we can get the Democrat plantation owners, I don't care how mad you get. If we can get them out of the way, we can revitalize really the cities in America and clean them up and give these people an opportunity. You look at the nasty stuff that the Democrats have put them in, and I'm talking the black community just for their vote. Josh, let me have right quick. Number 24. Now, this is Reverend Bill Owens, number 24. Put that on the screen. He's the president of the Coalition of African American Pastors. Okay. He came out yesterday. Now, MSNBC did play this morning. They did play this, but let's go to that video, Josh, of his statement when he came out of meeting with President Donald Trump yesterday. If you can get that ready, is that something we can do? Ready to go?
Help solve the problems in Baltimore?
Of course, absolutely.
Should he go there?
I think he should. I think it would be good. That was not on the agenda today.
What was the president's message to you?
I think he did more listening than talking. No, it was not a photo op. It was 2 hours of discussion. That's not a photo op. Pardon? We discussed the issues facing the black community. And there are many.
Does the president have a responsibility to raise the rhetoric around race in this country?
Absolutely.
And do you think he's been living up to that?
I think his actions. I think more action than talk. And I hear from some people, I hear about racism. I know racism. I'm 80 years old. I was in the civil rights movement, and I suffered from it. So I know it when I see it. There's a lot of racism in America. I love it. I didn't know he said that, so I don't agree or disagree. He didn't say it to me. I didn't hear that. I did not hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. So I can't address it. I didn't hear it.
Pastor, you've talked about the issues of racism being faced in your life and how you deal with racism.
Yes.
Do you think this president is doing enough to tamp down those feelings?
I think he can do more, absolutely.
Explain why?
I don't think you can do enough. He's done some things such as the prison reform, opportunity zone. He's done a lot of things, and I think he could do more. The fact that he met with us today is a factor. He wanted to know from us what should he do in America. What else can he do?
What did you say?
We told him the things that he could do. This country needs healing. There's so much division in America along racial lines. It's worse than it was years ago. It's worse.
Is the president fanning those flames in his country when he tweets things like cities that are majority African American are infested?
Well, those are his words. I don't want to second guess what he says because I hear a lot of things. I see also people pandering to black people to get them on board with some of their agenda, and they do it sometimes. They pander to the black.
All right, folks, I had to play that for you. Donald Trump is not a racist. He listened the crime prison reform bill, the list goes on. I'm telling you, Donald Trump has made an impact in inner cities, something we needed. You live in the suburbs, you needed Donald Trump to do this. No matter where you live in America, you needed Donald Trump to highlight the inner cities and blow it up. He put them on blast, as the lady said. Now, we're going to move off this subject because I can't go into it any longer. But I thought it was important because I told you last week, and I'll just say this briefly. I told you last week when the whole thing with the squad came up, and immediately the corrupt media, it's just really sad what they're doing in our country, manipulating people and yelling racism because they want that. And I said last week, I'll make it quick, the deficit, yeah, I'm concerned. I'm not a gloom and doom, but the country is going to financially collapse, period. It's going to. And when it does, we're going to figure out what to do, and we're going to bring it back. You know, all through history, great societies collapsed, rebuilt, whatever. So that's going to happen. We're going to build it back. I see so many things that are going on that are disasters, but when they're done and over, we'll be able to repair them. Racism scares the daylights out of me because it's going to take another 150 years to try to heal the damage that was done just in the last 10 years. Democrats have created a disaster. So let's move on from that. Josh, I got a couple things we got to do before we leave today. Now, first of all, let's go into, before we do the polling, before we do Democrat debate tonight, obviously, there's polling out on how Americans are reacting to this. I'll find it right here. Okay. Number 17. 54%, number 17, 54% say they definitely won't vote to reelect President Trump. 54%. Interesting. Definitely. Absolutely not. Okay. Now let's go to the Quinnipiac poll, number 16, Josh. So number 16, the Quinnipiac poll. I try that. Sometimes I get it right. Whatever. Definitely reelect Trump. 32%. Now, MSNBC this morning, they had a roundtable as they do on Morning Joe, and they were discussing this poll and saying Trump can't find any more white people. It's disgusting the way they have this conversation. He's out of white people to vote for him. There you have. Considering voting for Trump is 12%. Definitely not voting for Trump is 54%. So let me see. 32 and 12 is 44%. Let's move that to 47. He wins again. Trump will win re-election just looking at these numbers. But this is what they're trying to tell you is going to happen. Let me see if I can get now on top of that. Hold on here, Josh. We have the debate tonight, and it's all manipulated, folks. CNN and the debate tonight. But what will be interesting on tonight's debate is, will the moderators at CNN, and I didn't even look up who's there, will the moderators at CNN bring up Baltimore? Will they drive the racism bus tonight on CNN? Will they? Because I know there's a lot of you going to say, hey, I'm not watching that garbage. But if you're out there trying to work to get the president of the United States reelected, believe it or not, probably should watch it or watch the highlights at least so you can defend the president when you get into discussion. So, yeah, I'm going to watch the debate tonight. CNN is hoping that you and I really boost their ratings. CNN is hoping that independents across this country, because that's where elections are decided, they're praying that they get this massive viewership of independents, and they could drive the lane like shooting a basketball. They could drive the lane of racism tonight. Watch the way they present it and watch the opportunity they give all of these candidates and tomorrow to comment on Trump's racist tweets. They will say it in the tense, racist tweets. Double down with racist language. They will not ask, and this is my prediction tonight, you will not hear, I could be wrong. I hate to put that on video, but I doubt that they will ask them, do you think the president's tweets are racist? I think CNN will drive the lane of it's already racist, okay? So let me go to this. This is the polling. Quinnipiac again, number 21 there, Josh. 2020 Democrat presidential nomination. Now, Joe's bounced back. Don't you love the 76-year-old guy has the kind of energy to bounce back? I mean, he's got drive, stamina, and he's even got 150 people showing up at his rallies now. Joe has bounced back. He's at 34%. He's up 12. You can't beat that. Elizabeth Warren, she's up 1 to 15. Then Kamala, the dust is settled. She's down 8 to 12. Why isn't she the one that kicked Joe's ass last time? Isn't she the one that caused us to have a full week of discussion on busing? Which I don't want to go back there, but I understand busing. Isn't she the one? Wow. Did it not have any lasting power? Interesting. And then Bernie's down 2 to 11%. Oh my God, they're kicking the old Jew's ass. I'm sorry. I said it again. Now the gay guy. Don't look at me. Why does everybody look at me? The guy is gay. So I said, the gay guy. Pete Buttigieg. I got to do that. I can't do it any other way because I always get a text message telling me I don't pronounce it. It's got an edge on the end. So Pete Buttigieg and his husband are gallivanting. They're not crossing the country. They gallivant. I always say it's the LGBTQ, and they should have F on there for flamers. I swear to God, they should have the F for flamers. Anyhow, Pete Buttigieg is 6%, plus 2. Beto O'Rourke, Francis. Poor Francis. Actually, I know I'm going to get attacked for this, but I actually feel sorry for poor old Francis. Francis is supposed to be the front runner. Andrew Yang. Okay. Now, the gay guy, Pete Buttigieg, has money. He's got money. Everybody said, all right, so MSNBC, let's do it real quick. We got time. All of them are saying, well, his polling data is not equaling his campaign contributions. They're through the roof. So remember when they reported everybody's campaign contributions and Buttigieg was through the roof? And they were telling you, well, his campaign contributions are not translating to his support. His support is only 4%, but he's leading in contributions. It's real simple. All the gay people in America send him money. They got money, they send it. That's why Buttigieg's polling is here and his money's here. The gays are sending him the money. I know. Like, you shouldn't say it that way. That's racist. All right, so let me get another one here, Josh. We'll just show another couple one because they are loving breaking this out. Okay, let's go with number 32. Second Democrat debate tonight. One line up. We have Bernie. We have the Indian princess, right? Warren, the old Jew from Brooklyn, Bernie. Pete Buttigieg from, South Bend, Indiana, the gay guy. Francis. Amy Klobuchar. Now, again, I don't want yelled at, but I like Amy Klobuchar. I don't like any of her policies or what she's standing for. I don't know Governor Steve Bullock, but he will be on the stage. And then Tim Ryan from Ohio. John Hickenlooper. I want him on there just so I can say Hickenlooper. I swear to God. John Delaney. Now, this is an interesting one because John Delaney let you know in the last debate. Let me say this. All right. John Delaney let you know in the last debate of MSNBC And I don't know. I can't remember if he was the mayor of Baltimore. He may have been. I think he was governor or senator of Baltimore or congressman. But his background is some elected positions in Maryland. Okay. And John Delaney in the MSNBC debate, okay, he dropped that, hey, if we had Medicaid for all, hospitals have already said they'll collapse and go broke if that's all the payment they're getting. And they killed his mic. And why I'm on that, I'm wondering tonight if CNN, there was very little talk. CNN, nobody covered this. But I wonder tonight if CNN will cut mics or the live mics will be there no matter what. Because in MSNBC's debates with Chuck Todd and what's that guy? Who's that other guy he was with? Mad Cal or Rachel or whatever. Those two guys. And then the first ones that were on there, you had to have let's move along. MSNBC cut. Folks, they cut mics. People want this guy Yang that wants to give everybody the Grand Yang candidate. Okay. He said they cut your mic. Delaney started telling the truth about Medicaid for all. They cut his mic. They only made the mics hot for the candidates they wanted to hear stir things up and follow up. So when Chuck F. Todd said, yeah, we do want to hear what you think, it's because they had that mic hot. That's who they wanted. They didn't want this candidate. And then we have Marianne Williamson. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to say, sister, you go, girl. I'm going to beat Trump with love. So that is the night's lineup. Let's go. Oh, here, number 34. Let me just throw this in the mix. Run out of time. More Democrats come out in support of impeachment. So now we're up 3 more. Democrat from New York, and a Democrat from Missouri, looks like. I'm going to say all people of color. I don't know. Am I of color? I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. But we got 3 more, so we're up to 100. Here's CNN doing their promo work, number 35. Here you go. There's their lineup live tonight from Detroit. I wish they'd come out on, because CNN is hurting. Now, I told you this. I watch CNN at 4 a.m. Let me sit back. Let me get the kick back, right? So I watch CNN at 4 a.m. in the morning. You know that, right? And they used to have an international desk. Now, their viewership has collapsed. So about 3 weeks ago, I told you this several times, I turn on CNN at 4 a.m. and, you know, I'm watching, God, Dave Briggs, what a liberal whack job. No wonder Fox got rid of him or he left. So I'm watching 4 a.m. and they welcome their international viewers. I'm like, what? So CNN is trying to double down and do the USA Continental 48. We got 50 states, right? Barack Obama. But they're trying to do our news and mix some international news because they had to close their international desk. Yes, they're in a total mess. So they're praying for a ratings explosion tonight. And I've said jokingly, I think they're going to do it now. If it doesn't, say I was joking around. But I think they're going to do tonight's debate like America's Got Talent. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't put X's over these candidates' head and let the moderators buzz and X them out. I said it jokingly, but watch the way they do this television show tonight. You see, and now they actually want to outdo MSNBC. So that'll be interesting tonight. Here's another one, Josh. Let's roll with number 36. Candidates with best policy ideals. And when you get into the policy ideals, Warren shoots up to 26. Let me just say this, okay? Let me say this. Warren and Biden will not work. Warren is it will not work. So as you look there with policy, Warren has stolen the day from Bernie Sanders on policy. Done deal. She stole Bernie Sanders' day. I told you a year ago, we can go back in my video, and I told you a year ago, what you had to watch with Elizabeth Warren was she would write policy. Kamala Harris is going on the radio saying she used to smoke dope while she listened to Snoop Dogg. No joke, right? Kamala Harris is going to legalize marijuana for the whole world. She wants reparations. She wants $20 an hour. She's just going on and shooting stuff out. I said, forget about Kamala Harris. I call her caramel. She looks a little caramel colored to me. Forget about it, right? So keep an eye on Elizabeth Warren. She's writing policy. Now, you and I don't agree with the policy, but she's writing policy. I told you that. Now, look at the poll. Candidate with best policy ideals. Today, Elizabeth Warren is winning that. Now, you know yourself, I say it jokingly, I lead the league on going out on a limb. My prediction is if Joe wins, Harris will be his VP. And they will try to attempt to make her the first woman of color vice president. Because they think, and this is my just going out there prediction, they think America's ready for the vice president. Now, I could care less if a woman's running and she's a conservative, hey, she got my vote if it's the right candidate for president of the United States. But Democrats think that Joe, the way they're going to sell this, you and I both know Joe does not have 8 years. I said this the other day, I will get it out. Joe doesn't have 8 years, you and I know it. We don't even know if he has 4 years. But could he win the Pennsylvania, and could he win the union vote, and could he win back some Democrat vote he needs from Trump? I don't know yet. But if he put Kamala Harris on there, that could energize the ticket for the first female VP. So they got their history. Democrats love to make history. That's what they're trying to do. So that's my prediction, Biden and Harris making history. Now, my other prediction is Biden gets in office and he might be there 2 years or 3, and he comes out one day and says, effective noon tomorrow, I will be resigning presidency as president of the United States. You know, I'm sick, my wife's sick, my friend's sick, something happens, and she is now president of the United States. I lead the league. I love to look at it that way. You just look at it and see. CNN put it out there, number 37. They ran the poll. Biden bounces back in polls, number 37. Now, we only got a couple minutes, so let's back all the way up to this one right here that I got to finish with. One right here I got to finish with. And then I want to make a closing statement of the day because I've got 7 minutes, but I'll get to it right here. Let's go to number 18. All right, MSNBC, 3 a.m. Pacific time. Now, why I like to take these screenshots, you know, if you've watched for years, I study the media. That's my number one thing in this show is studying the media. MSNBC at 5 a.m. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either 6 or 5. That's Pacific time. What is it, 3 hours? But the very first thing they started with this morning, U.S. Congressman John Ratcliffe, proudly serving Texas 4th, as, this is what he put out, as a U.S. attorney and federal terrorism prosecutor, Ratcliffe puts terrorists in prison. And they were just this morning opening up, who will he consider a terrorist? Why, what will he do? Who will the terrorist be? See, John Ratcliffe has been appointed by the President of the United States to take the deep state, Dan Coats' place, National Intelligence Director, right? You and I want John Ratcliffe to be this country's National Intelligence Director. You think a lot about this in closing, and I'll let it go. If you have John Ratcliffe, the congressman from Texas, and he is the chief intelligence director. He's the head guy over here on intelligence. See, we know, what has the media said for 3 years? Donald Trump doesn't believe his intel community when 20-some of the intel agencies said this, right, over and over. If this guy is the head of the intel, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't trust the intel community. I think we ought to collapse the FBI totally, take the letters FBI off, revamp it, and blow it back up into something that's actually useful for the American people. I don't see no problem with the thing collapsing right now. But if you have William Barr as district attorney on this side, district attorney, gosh, if you have William Barr as the attorney general of the United States of America over here, William, and you have John Ratcliffe over here as the Chief Intelligence Officer of the United States of America. We're going to clean some swamp, drain some swamp, refresh the water, throw it back in as clean. There's people scared to death of these two nominations, Barr and Ratcliffe. That's why the deep state, and I do believe there's a deep state, will continue to do everything they can, all right, to stop Ratcliffe's appointment. Now, before I close, we got about 4 minutes, and I want to say this. We're on the end of July. July 2019 is going to be in the books. Just you blink, boom, it's in the books. Going into August. Now, on a different day, I'll get into the subject of this school starting in August. Bugs the daylights out of me. Two things I want to say. You got your school starting the first week of August all across America. What I want you to do also while you're thinking about that, I want you to drive all across your local communities and look at your local community pools empty, totally empty. While you stay open till after Labor Day, September, Labor Day, you stay open to the weekend of Labor Day, and then you close your community pools. But all over America, silly as it sounds, we'll spend a little small fortune keeping those pools open, paying lifeguards that are the adults, not the kids because they went back to school, paying adults, not kids, in the concession stand, and they will sit there all day long. The kids are in school. Well, that's a simple thing, all right? That's simple. That's just visually money wasted. I don't believe in going back to school this early in August. But, hey, I'll get into why they do it on a different day. Now, while the kids are in the hot summer schoolhouses in August, that you and I are paying an enormous amount of air conditioning for August to put these kids back in school. But they don't care. They got your money, my money. Education, it's a mess. They never build a building and actually discuss with the taxpayers the operating cost, air conditioning, power, whatever. Moving along. Get ready, America, because the next 30 days will be Transgender Bathroom News Month. I'll make a little wager. We're going to start across this country. We're going to have the transgender kids. And we're going to have the parents and the grandparents that show up at the school in the next 30 days and say that their children are still trying to make a decision. I swear, I've been prepping you for this. All over America. Hey, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Josh throw up how they can reach us. All right. And we're going to be back tomorrow morning. There you go. You can get reach us at any time there. Also, you can go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and every time we do a live video or anything and we post it there, you'll get a notification we're live on YouTube. We run live on FYNTV.com and our YouTube channel, FYNTV Fetcher News. Also, you can share these segments with your friends. Today is Tuesday, Josh. I have to check. That means tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll be back 8 a.m. You enjoy yourself. Text me. Tell me what you think. Josh, take us out of here, buddy.